Okay, hello everybody. Today I'm just doing a quick little video for you guys, basically giving you little pointers on how to stay ahead with EGD this year. And it's really just to sort of help you start the year with a little bit of extra knowledge. Some of it you might not need, some of it some people might think they don't need, but they might need to hear it. And so let's just get started. Okay, the first thing you're going to need to do in order to stay ahead with EGD this year is to get comfortable using your drawing equipment. And I say this, sorry, let me just write that down for you. Using your drawing equipment. Okay. I say this because sometimes you fall behind if you're not 100% sure how to use your drawing equipment, if you're not drawing an isometric to the right angle of degrees and everything like that, you're going to fall behind. So it's not something that everybody struggles with, but it does help if you can use your compass really well, if you know which set squares you need to use and when, and that sort of thing. It will help you just go so much quicker. And when you're drawing with your exams and everything like that, you will not waste time if you know how to use your equipment for what topics and that sort of thing. Okay, the second one, and is one of the most obvious ones, is to do your homework. This one, I know not everyone likes to do their homework, but I'm going to tell you something now, and that is that when I was in grade 10 and 11, I was failing physics really, really, really badly. And I would failing, but like just getting by, if that makes sense. And I really hated physics, and I thought I was never going to make it through physics. I thought I would end up dropping. And eventually I had a friend who told me, just do your homework and it does majority of the work for you. And I started doing my physics homework and my marks started to improve. So it seems stupid to say that you need to just do your homework, but it really does help because it gives you extra practice, and especially because EGD is a practice subject, doing your homework can help you a lot with improving your marks and staying ahead of EGD. Okay, another one that is also quite a simple one is to just do your work in class. Okay, and the reason I say this is because number one, that is what class is there for, and number two, depending on who your teachers are and if they allow you to, you can always walk around and ask your classmates for help. That's what I used to do when I was in EGD. I used to do my work and then I used to walk around and help other kids that needed help, or we used to sit and explain things to each other so that we could understand it better. And so working in class can be an advantage because you can ask for help, and if your teacher doesn't really prefer for you to talk in her class or his class or whatever, ask the teacher or just use it as an opportunity to focus on the work and sort of see where you are struggling. Okay. Obviously, this doesn't give you permission to just talk in anyone's class, their classroom, their rules. But I'm just saying a lot of teachers I know are pretty chill and will let you talk in their class if it's you helping each other with work. Okay, the next one is to learn how to draw all basic shapes. Um, to draw all basic shapes. Okay, this one is also quite a simple one, but you'd be surprised at how many people struggle when they get to grade 11. They don't know how to draw an ellipse anymore, or they're not sure how to properly draw a hexagon depending on which measurements you're given. And so just learning how to draw all of your basic steps will really help you, or your basic shapes, sorry, will really help you to do better and stay ahead, because you're going to understand the work better, because you're going to know how to start it if you're given a certain shape. This includes learning how to draw shapes in isometric and in perspective and that sort of thing as well. So learn how to draw all your basic shapes. It's really simple, but it goes a long way. Okay, the next one is obviously just practice, practice, practice. Again, like what I said with physics and EGD, they are practice subjects. And the only way to become really good at them is to really just practice. It's the same with maths and accounting, physics, they're practice subjects. You need to practice. That's the bottom line. So I've seen a lot of kids where they think that EGD is easy enough in class and then they don't practice, and then when the test comes they're struggling. it's because they're not practicing. The only way to study for EGD is to just draw and practice. Okay, the next one is to stay ahead, is to use past papers, especially if you are in matric. You will find a lot of matrics will say that when they study using past papers, sometimes when they write their prelims and they get their past papers, the work is very similar to past papers that they've done before. And it also just exposes you to how questions are asked. You can time yourself, see how you are doing with time. Are you drawing slow? Are you drawing too fast? Are you missing things? Are you not missing things? Past papers are a great resource that you have, and you can thankfully find, I think, some grade 10 papers. I know they're a little bit more difficult to find, but you can find a lot of grade 11 and matric, especially matric past papers online. And if you are in grade 11 and you're struggling to find grade 11 past papers, use the matric ones. Sometimes they have a little bit more advanced knowledge, but whatever you can do that. It will help you a lot as well. And also there is the possibility to just ask your teacher if they have got past papers for you to practice on as well. Okay, the other one is to help others with EGD. So basically this is the teaching method. So when you try to teach something to someone, you often understand it better yourself. So if you're struggling with something, or say you semi-understand something and your friend is struggling, teach it to them as much as you know, because you'll probably find that the rest will sort of fall into place as you explain it to your friend. And that's something I used to do as well, and that really helped me as well. So teach. Also, because by teaching, you notice things from the perspective of someone who is teaching something, and that's also going to help you a lot. And then another one is seek external resources if necessary. So I'm just going to put your external resources. And basically what that means is, if you're really still struggling and you're really battling to get the hang of EGD and you've done all of these things, seek other resources, whether that be help on the internet, YouTube, Google. There are so many resources out there, and you will be surprised. English is a great example that I'm going to just use now. When I was in matric and I was doing my English set works, I felt like I needed more information to understand the work better, and instead of only using resources that I got from the school, I went onto YouTube, I went onto the internet, I read up different articles and summaries and anything like that. External resources will help you a lot. Okay, and then the last one is to not give up. And I know it sounds, sometimes there are a lot of students who do want to give up, and you don't love EGD and you're just trying to get through the year. That's okay. I understand that it does happen. Not everybody likes the same subject, not everybody has strengths in the same places, but I am going to say don't give up, try your best, and if you do all of these things to the best of your ability, you're going to be okay. I know that sometimes you get despondence. That was me with physics, and I'm just giving you an example so that you can understand that I understand that sometimes some things are just not for you. Physics was one of those subjects that just wasn't for me. I battled, but I didn't give up, and eventually I did get through it. I got a decent mark on my matric certificate for physics, and I was happy with that. And if that's all you're striving for, you might not want to be an 80% kid. You might just want to be a 50% pass your EGD kid. That's okay. Don't give up. And a lot of kids that I know drop EGD and then they take another subject, but then they're battling as well, because now they've got to bridge the gap between that new subject, so now they've got to learn all of that new subject's work. So sometimes it's easier to just not give up, try your best, give it your all, and practice so that you know you're going to pass, and that's okay. Okay, so that's my advice for you, to just stay ahead with EGD this year. So I hope that it's a little bit helpful for you guys, especially maybe if you guys needed to hear it, or you just need to know what you can do to stay ahead this year. So I hope that you guys found this video useful, and good luck with the new year, guys. I hope that you have an incredible year this year.